as they were happening, and I would have really liked that. I was anxious because I have relatives and property in Galveston, and I really wanted to know what was going on. I wished I'd had a webcam so that I could have seen it. Through Twitter, I think that I might have been just a little bit more comfortable with what was going on from time to time on the island. We also, during the third module, made a podcast versus a vodcast. We did, ours was voice only, so I think that's called a podcast, and then if there's video added to it, it becomes a vodcast. So I have all this new vocabulary that I can now share. The podcast also made sense to me because I could see putting links, little podcast links, into our written announcements that we share by computer to the teachers, so that the teachers could click on a link and get a little verbal addition to it. Also, I'd like to add some of those little verbal links to our guidance news, which is an electronic format of information that we put out through the guidance office on a weekly basis. So once the webcam use and making a video, and then the podcast use of just adding voice-only information are two new uses that I definitely plan to put in action here at the high school. The fourth module of our class introduced the use of wikis. Wikis definitely make sense to me. I can see us using wikis right here in our own little end of the building among the counselors and administrators as we develop our plans for enrollment in the spring, or just any of our activities that we put together. We recently had a career fair, and the wiki would have been a really good use, because as we were brainstorming who we needed to invite and what we needed to do to get set up for them, the wiki would have been a great use of sharing information and brainstorming with each other. Once again, I think the class has been a really great experience for me, but even just through the hands-on manipulation of the new technologies. But I really liked the idea that Kansas has linked into this whole 21st century learning plan. I like the idea of the new skills that are emphasized by the plan, and that we as a state have decided that that's something that we endorse. The 21st century mile guide for 21st century skills makes a whole lot of information, makes a whole lot of sense to me. It has standards and skills that are pretty much laid out in terms that are easy to understand. I've got some notes here. The standards all talk about building understanding across and among core subjects. Kind of an interdisciplinary approach. And so that's always sounded like a good idea, but now that we've bought into it as a state, I'm hoping that we make some more progress along those lines. They have now taken a stand that we're searching for a deep understanding or a deep mastery of classes rather than a broad approach to too much information across the spectrum. Instead, they're endorsing the idea of a deep mastery of information. And I think just that commitment for one thing over the other will make a difference. It's always been kind of a long time debate whether you want to go broad or deep, and the 21st Century Mile Guide establishes the priority for deep mastery or deep understanding. The whole idea about having students look at real-world data that they're going to need as they progress in their schooling and into college and then into their careers is one that makes just total logical sense for everybody. I really like the idea that they're going to use multiple ways to measure mastery for those things. The skills that are identified are probably what I'm most excited about by the 21st century skills. They talk about life and career skills, learning and innovation skills, and information media and technology skills as being those part of the subjects and themes that the 21st century learning are going to emphasize. The whole idea about learning and innovation is probably the most exciting part to me, as we've watched kind of the pendulum swing back and forth as far as earning accreditation for our schools. Sometimes we emphasize some of the lower thinking skills, like being able to reproduce the correct information at the correct grade level. Now we're kind of looking more at teaching kids how to think, as well as that idea of just being able to regurgitate what I've been taught. The innovation skills include creativity and innovation, critical thinking and problem solving, and communications and collaboration. I have a big star by those things in my notes because those are the areas that we have tended to overlook in some cases as we've worked towards adequate yearly progress to earn accreditation. And now that the state has committed themselves to saying that these are things that we also want to incorporate. Not that we're going to give up our emphasis on core subjects. The whole idea with the 21st century learning is to build upon that deep mastery of the core subjects and then integrate the information that kids need, or students need to know to make them more creative, more innovative, to give them ways that they are able to communicate with each other, that they are able to think and solve problems. I hope that more of our teachers in our school district have the chance to take this course. It's been fun. It's not been a stressful course. It's been one that has made me excited about being an educator at the high school level again. I hope that more of our students, or more of our teachers, have the chance to take this course, and I know that our students will benefit from their teachers taking the course. Thanks.